So what's everybody else doing? I miss the radio. I really do. It may have been part of media for the construct, but the radio didn't stalk you. So, remembering the days of radio, and I just thought I'd go ahead and just ad lib a little bit. I've been married more than once. And the first marriage, I can honestly say, the best way to sum it up briefly, keep it simple, stupid, I'd have chewed my leg off to get away. I'd have chewed my own leg off. But I'll tell you what, I threw a drunk because I couldn't get him to not. If you look into Kay Griggs, and this isn't going to be about, bitching about him in like, he's not taking fire in this video. No, it's the fact that if two people want to do such, fine. I didn't, but we had children. And the methamphetamine and the drinking around the clock and the pot smoking and the party, I'd have chewed my leg off. In total hypocrisy, and laughed about it. And then how many years before I get the intel that he was involved in sorcery? Now, I endured the mockery. I was not a religious person. I understand the word religion is different than spiritual. But I'd have chewed my leg off. And to find out this many years later, sometimes we have questions and we wait a long time for the answers. So that was, something that I thought that, we're all stuck watching this happen in real time. I'm trying to see if I've got a pause button on this. This is the Samsung, and I'm going to transfer this. Well, now that I'm not legally blind anymore, maybe I can bring my lack of IT tech skills up to speed. So life is happening in real time. I don't care where you are. It's a mess. And I just stumbled across some information. It says, you've been you've been doing this for 15 years. 15 years. Right? And has anybody has anybody got that one answer? Nah. Nope. Look, in 15 years, I've had to fight my way through an onslaught of infiltrators. Is this what a salmon feels like, right? And I know, I've been an ass a couple times. My late husband, is about time he'd say, "Not guilty, Your Honor." It's just a joke. But there's been some beautiful people that have shared, and it's called content because I'm not happy with that word channel at the moment. Um, and I've offended a few people inadvertently. It was inadvertently because I mean, I didn't wake up and say, "Let me see who I can go slap around today." That's really not my nature. It just kind of cracks me up, you know. Never bothered this psychologist, and they're, you people, are you ever going to? Well, better question. I got a better question. What are you doing with all the data? When you, that's why Brian too doesn't talk to people. That's why his comments are closed. I know I'm way behind many of you. I know this, but I'm tenacious. I've been trying to understand something about the algorithms for 15 years. And I've got this, and there's so, my gosh, there's so many thoughts, this barrage of infiltrators, and it's, but to the beautiful people out there who said I'm way behind you, I apologize. Somebody else brought that up, and I showed up and I was listening. I had been away for a while, and I said, I don't know the context, so I'm going to mind my own business. This doesn't sound like I don't hear my name right now. But it's true that inadvertently, I'm sure, people have been frustrated with me. But I have to tell you, there sure is a lot of shilling going on. And when I just sit by myself and there's no one else, I bore the shit out of myself when I try to do these videos. It's just the way it is. And then I get distracted, by, and this is not the first time. I think it was when my late husband, and how he only caught 10-year sentence and some jail visits during the entirety of our marriage before he mellowed out at the end. I went and stayed close to my family because I knew the wolves. They watched the court dates. Oh, her old man got sentenced, and my ex, he's always been trying to get his foot back in the door. The birds started singing in the middle of the night, so this is nothing new. There are nocturnal birds, but this is different. Unless there's some silly thing like a migration that happens that I'm not up to speed on, because everything is not a conspiracy. Reminds me of when the Blackbirds came out of the sky. I was pretending I didn't know what my late husband was actually doing, and it's nothing for him to be ashamed of, but for some reason I don't know. If he didn't want to tell me, I wasn't going to press. But I didn't care. He worked his money. If he wanted to go sit around with his brother at a casino, that I think he's grown. I think he's grown. And when he was out, when he came home, every single time him and his brother went out, he'd come home in a bad mood, and it wasn't about money. Mm. Well, he kept everything very, compartmentalized. And it had its upside and it had its downside. So I had a horrible night this one night he went out. And I know anytime, and sometimes he would go to an auction, an auto auction or whatever. But I didn't expect my husband to, I didn't babysit him. I don't want to babysit a grown man. He's not a child. But this pattern of whenever him and his one brother got together. So I really wasn't in the mood for him to, this is a man that if he was upset, he would, take a window frame, metal, and boom, boom, and then grab it like an envelope and throw it out in the yard when he'd come home, and then sit down and smile and bend all his broken fingers back, give me a kiss while doing such. But I wasn't feeling good this night because it felt like, and I was up high, fortunately, it felt like my chest was going to explode. And I'm like, what in the world? It seemed like every time that my husband was out, and he didn't often go out at night, and it usually was legit, but every once in a while he liked to bail and go hang out with his brother, and I know they went to the casino. So I'm not up to it. And I tried to explain to him. He was gone the night of the strange earth sounds. And he was gone the night my chest tried to explode. Okay? Well, it was the same time all those blackbirds fell out of the sky. And I remember a sweet smell. And that was the look on my face that night. That was the only thing. It was like, one, why does this only happen on your rare nights out? And two, I hope you don't give me any crap tonight, because I don't think I'm going to stick around for it if you do. And so it's more an expression. We didn't need a lot of words. And so we talked about Phosgene, because I did some research. Now, there's a lot of stuff put out there to frighten people, and people were calling it fear porn. I don't know, but I know this. Phosgene was involved, but the conversation, and my husband, we did not go to conspiracy theories at all. He just wasn't into it. He didn't have time for it. He's like, I stay busy enough. So he gave me a little bit of education, though, on Phosgene, because he was a very competent man. if he applied himself, if he had accomplishments, but both of us, we don't go there with that we're smart crap. So I didn't know that Phosgene can also occur naturally. What is it? Refrigeration. It's dangerous stuff. It's been used by the military in war, and it's very lethal. Well, because of our unusual lifestyle, I happened to be up high that night. And that helped, because the Phosgene hugs the ground. It stays low. And I felt a little better when he got home. But I thought that was an interesting thing that I could share. Relationships. Strange earth sounds and Phosgene, yes. Yep. It kind of sums up my life, doesn't it? But anyway, um, thanks for everyone that gave me their support when I was swimming through the muck. No, seriously. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna keep my focus. I'm gonna return and keep my focus. You gotta navigate this ship upon the ocean here, and I'm just really grateful. And the birds are really beautiful, aren't they? Maybe the mic's better on the Samsung here. I don't think I had an amazing Motorola one time, and I I've got to say Samsung is better quality. For a phone. So why did I pay so much for this last phone, right? Oh gosh. What are you gonna do? You gonna cry all the time? I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. I didn't make it 66 years to just lay down and die now. Oh yeah, I'm gonna physically die. But my spirit, I want to be smiling when I go out. I do. You want to listen to birds?